They beat the Bombers up. So a young Richmond side beat the Bombers up around the midfield. I thought May was good. He played a good game for the Bombers. 15 disposals, 3 goals. Lord Edwards looked dangerous at times. Caddy had some good moments without being consistent through it. But a lot of mistakes. But Richmond were the better side. They were the better side. They were 2 goals up at half-time, 2 goals up at quarter-time. They just held their lead all day. And they are ahead of the Bombers a fair way with the talent that they've got, and fully deserve the win. And the Bombers are where they are, 18th on the ladder, and that's probably fitting for where they stand and the type of footy they are playing. Disappointing to get the injuries they got to, a couple of key players in McGrath and Durham. I'll be interested to see the Bombers' thoughts tonight on this. Are you giving any excuses at all for the injuries, or are you going, no, this is not good enough? I'm with the fact that you don't use injuries as an excuse. They had their chances, just were not good enough. Very sloppy by foot. Richmond gave them the chance. I think they were so safe with the footy in hand. There was plenty of opportunities to score, but they just were not good enough to score. So it's going to be interesting how this week plays out, Beaver, at Tullamarine.
Did you see a more definitive... I heard you guys talking in pre-game sports today with Sam, the two of you. And Sam, was there a more definitive game style that you could identify tonight that the Bombers were trying to implement?
I felt that, as far as defensively, I felt like they tried to play closer to their direct opponent. So it was use your direct opponent as your starting point, and then if you can help out, that's what I looked for, because I feel like they've been caught in between. Some are doing that, some are zoning off, some are trying to roll up, some are trying to pull back. At least it seemed a little bit more organised. Now, there's some room for improvement in that. The thing for me, and just touching on Lloydie's point, is, and that's why I highlighted that, 391 possessions, but their clear advantage tonight was Caddy and, of course, May.
Peter's first. Hi, Pete.
Guys, good evening. Lloydie, just going off what you're saying about trying to have a few players running around VFL teams for teams that have got like injuries prior to that.
Yep.
What's going to happen once Tassie gets in? Essendon used to be a go-to team. Whereas 1 in 10, no one's going to come to us. We can't get a good coach. We can't get players. Everyone's getting injured. They don't know how to protect themselves when they go into for the ball. They're getting knocked out. So what's going to happen in 2 years' time when Tassie needs at least 50 B to A grade players? Where are we going to get these players going forward? And if there is a 20-year team coming, that's another 50 players that need to come.
Yeah, you're right, Peter. It is a drain on the competition, and if you're not in order in the next 12 months from a list perspective, you're in trouble and you'll be down for a long, long period of time.
Trouble.
So that's where Richmond, at least, have gone heavy in the draft. The Bombers have, but have they picked the right ones? There are a few good signs, but you're right. It's now going to be very hard. Darren Buick's son will come at the end of next year, who's a top 10 draft pick. But still, they've got so much to get right.
And that's a bit why with the draft rule changes regarding the father-son, I thought the rule changes were good, but they probably should have held off until Tassie had their draft, because we're going to see, well, there's Carlton, Essendon, Port Adelaide all in sort of the bottom 6, who you want them to be strong. I didn't understand why you try and get all the current 18 clubs as strong as possible before leading into when Tassie bombed the draft, because just to finish that point, Matt, it's going to be, they'll still get their father, son, and academy kids, but it just doesn't mean you get the double dip.
Yeah.
So that's just
what sort of a player is Darren Buick's son?
Midfield.
Mid forward.
Okay.
Class. Mid forward.
Thank you, Pete. David's next. Hi, David.
Yeah, g'day, how you going?
Yeah, good.
Good, Dave.
Yeah, good. Hey, just a disappointed Bombers fan heading home. I know a few of you boys made some good points throughout the week on one of your shows about what do Essendon stand for, what is their game plan, and 2 weeks in a row I've been to both the games live and I've seen exactly the same thing. What does Brad Scott stand for, and when is the club going to make a decision on him? He says he develops players, and he brings in Mackay, Gresham and Guelphy tonight when we've got Stardust and these younger kids playing in the scrap. Do you think the heat's going to come on Brad Scott coming Monday?
David, look, I'll answer this because, I know Lloydie always gets put under the cosh for this. I think he was right. The next 3 weeks, which, of course, this included. So it was Richmond, West Coast, Carlton, and I think that paints the picture. Are they above the bottom four? Well, currently not at the moment, but it'll be important how they go against West Coast, and it'll be important how they go against Carlton, and I think that'll be the time for assessment. Sorry, I don't want to give you a definitive answer, but I just imagine that'll be the plan from Essendon. They'll see this 3 weeks through, and then they'll take in results, and I guess the way it looks, I still agree with you. I still don't quite understand what it is at the moment, so I agree with you there, David.
Get down to the rooms at the moment, Bombers rooms. What about you, Jimmy, on the injuries? Is that a bit of a get-out-of-jail free card for them tonight or not?
No, not completely. It's a reason, but they had plenty of opportunities. It's this style at the moment they fall into. There's a truckload of possessions for not much going on. Like, they still found the footy. They still had 117 uncontested marks. Nick Vloston spoke about it there in the winning rooms. Like, they just chipped it around, and Richmond were guilty of that too, but they had their opportunities, and they also had some strengths in the front half. Like, May and Caddy were looking really dangerous. They kicked 5 between them. Yeah. So they've kicked 5 of the 7. Like, I'd be more inclined to, hey, can we increase our play-on percentage? Can we kick the ball to advantage? Can we play, close to man on defence? As the ball gets closer, you play man on, and then as soon as the ball gets 40 metres away, you play, it's called plus a half, where you roll over and help out. Then we rebound off half back by at least taking the ball forward, get some overlap run.
Jacob.
Hey, fellas, how are we?
Yeah, good, Jacob.
Look, apologies, I've got a little bit of a rant coming up, but the last time I called in was back in 2023, driving back to Bendigo, where I'm from, and Sammy Durham had just kicked the winning goal, and look, I spoke about that night, how much it meant for myself, but also all us Bombers fans about the win, but geez, leaving the ground tonight, I don't reckon I've ever been more flat leaving a game of footy. Just want to say to some of our young kids who probably won't ever hear this, but, Caddy, Robert, Sharp, Farrow, Roby, just please don't leave us, because I'm 26 years old and I've never, except for being a young toddler, never seen our team be any good. So the question I've got for you fellas is, tonight, what I saw probably proves to me more so than any of the other weeks, which have all been rubbish as well, is, what is our plan moving forward? Because Brad Scott isn't our man. We haven't learned how to defend yet. We don't know how to transition the footy from our back half to the front half, and I just reckon we're killing some of these good young kids that we've got on our list, and I want to see them play in Essendon colours for years and years, but I wouldn't blame them if they wanted to jump ship, because what we're dishing up right now and what we're probably giving them is not quite great at all.
Yeah, good call, Jacob. Stick with them because when your team's not going that great, when it turns around, you get to savour all the victories. Look, they do need to, my personal point of view, outside of review their footy department. Do you have the plan right? Well, do you have the right people executing the plan? And so you've got to come to that decision. And if you don't think the plan's right, we'll change the plan and then make sure you've got the right people again to execute it. So development is really, really key. If you've got such a young group, you've got to nail that. You've got to nail your line coaches as well, because if you're going to want to move to a certain defensive style or a certain attacking style, you need someone to be able to communicate it as well. So stick with them, Jacob, because, we don't want you to be upset the whole time and experience some finals.
You do forget, Jimmy, he's 26-year-old. Jacob has had no real success that he could probably remember, and then we've been around for longer. We could remember the glory days of Essendon with Lloydie and Hurdy and all the guys back there in the.
My first ever game was against Essendon here, and they pounded us by 10 goals off the back of.
Just powerhouse with
they are massive. Yeah, and they were big units, and they controlled the league, and we thought they were going to reign forever.
Jacob, stick with them. Thank you very much for your honesty and your call.
How do you sum up what just took place out there tonight?
Oh, yeah, look, it's really tough, to be honest. Lost a few players early. That meant we were under the pump in more ways than one. I think we fought it out pretty hard, so that was something to take out of it. But it was a big occasion, and it was really disappointing to not be able to get the job done.
Losing 3 players of that experience throughout the game, how do you feel you were able to adjust, and where do you think you needed to improve in that area?
Yeah, look, I think we needed to control the ball better. I think we kind of just gave it back to them quite a few times. And especially with a couple of men down, like we needed to probably control the game more and find a few more marks. Just keep the ball off them or make them defend. And we didn't really do that. We just gave the ball back to them. We didn't switch it as much as we should have until the last second half, I reckon. And even then, we still probably didn't do it enough. So the more times, especially with only 2 rotations on the bench, 1.5, 2 rotations on the bench, we needed to possess the ball more and make them defend and tire them out. And I don't think we did that anywhere near enough. So. Richmond were able to take, they're a good team and they were up and about. They put us to the sword, so credit to them. They did a really good job of executing their game plan, and as much as we tried our best to fight it out, we still got lots to work on. So,
is it a feeling of frustration or deflation more tonight?
Probably a bit of both. It's actually, there's a lot of mixed feelings, a lot more feelings probably than just those two. It's really tough. It's really frustrating. It's really tough, and hopefully we can, use this break to our advantage, get ourselves recoup, regenerate, and go to the West Coast and do our best over there and try and get a win.
What did Brad say to you guys when you had the team meeting? What was the general gist of the conversation?
Yeah, just to, we fought it out. We fought it out hard, and just to try and get us together and recover, focus on what we can control from here, and get ready for this next one.
When you're in a situation like this where the losses are mounting, where do you look for the positives? How do you stay upbeat in a scenario like this?
Yeah, I think we've got to take these next couple of days off, and we've really got to try and recover and probably get together and try and get around each other. I think that's the only way through it, really. The only way out is through it. So we just have to stick together and keep trying to help each other out and sticking to what we're trying to do. That's probably the only way out is through it. So yeah.
The heat's going to come from outside the club over the next it has already this season, as you're well aware. How do you block that out and just go about your business? So does that start to seep in the longer it goes?
Oh, look, it's challenging in many different ways. It's challenging when we're not getting the results that we're trying to. Obviously, we're trying to go out there and win, and we're not getting the results that we want. So, frustration mounts, lots of other things mounts, and it's obviously we're all competitors, and I think we still fought it as hard as we could, like tonight, but we're just not be able to get the results that we want. So it is frustrating, it is deflating, it is so challenging for the whole group because we've got a young group, and we're trying our best to help them out, but we just got to try and keep sticking together because, as I said before, the only way out is through it, and we just got to try and get ourselves ready for this next one and keep fronting up and we keep fighting. That's the only way to do it.
We've got a big supporter base, another big crowd here tonight, 78,000. What do you say to the Essendon supporters at a time like this?
There's not much more to say. We're so grateful for them. We get to do this on the big occasions, and they've been absolutely amazing to be able to come and to keep supporting us week after week. I know it's probably frustrating, and I know it's probably disheartening sometimes as a fan, as much as it is we're playing like we're trying to win. I'm trying to win. I don't want to lose. It's incredibly frustrating, and we're just so grateful that the fans just keep turning up every week for us. It doesn't go unnoticed, that's for sure. Every time we kicked a goal, the crowd was as loud as they normally would be, and it doesn't go anywhere near unnoticed. We're so grateful for these fans for sticking with us and for sticking by us, and personally I'm so grateful for them because we couldn't do it without them. So my message to them is just stick with us. We're going to keep doing our absolute best. We're going to keep fighting the whole season, so stick with us.
Thanks for fronting up. Difficult night, but hopefully better times soon ahead.
Thanks, mate. Fingers crossed.